Next Level Mindset bringing you another powerful and positive video. I'm going to share with you 3 things you should never do with ChatGPT. Extra insights that I've gained on my journey, and if you stay with me through to the end of the video, I'm going to share some bonus points, pro tips, and how you could succeed in your online business. You do not want to miss this. Let me know in the comment section what stands out most for you. So the first thing we should never do with ChatGPT is using it for homework. Keep that in mind, all right? Maybe you're in college. I like Patrick David. Check out what he had to say about it. Let's check him out.
Principal, you recognize the voice, gets on the intercom and reads the following statement to everybody. Do not use ChatGPT or any other automated writing tool for school papers. If you're caught using ChatGPT or any other automated writing tools for school papers, there will be serious consequences.
That's Patrick David, Value Entertainment, Valuetainment. I'll put his link in the description. Now, I'm not sure how serious that is or how true that may be, but think about it. Breaking rules, could it be illegal in school? So definitely you do not want to do that. Breaking the policies could get you in a lot of trouble. First thing we should never do with ChatGPT is your homework. You don't want to get caught with that. And of course, you want to be able to use your own mental faculties to do things like that. Stay on top of your skills, right? Making it to that next level on your own. And I remember my days in high school. We didn't have ChatGPT or artificial intelligence like that at that time, but still tempted to get away with it, to take those shortcuts. So keep that in mind, no matter where you are in your schooling, or college, or whatever. Never use it to do your homework, because first of all, it could be illegal, get in some trouble, and you want to stay sharp on your own, being in self-command at all times. And the second thing you should never do with ChatGPT is use it word for word. Keep that in mind. You never want to use it word for word. So as you may know, you could type in certain queries to it, ask it different questions, and it'll give you certain answers. Maybe you're writing a script for your next video. Maybe you're writing something for your next book that you want to publish. But what I found is that you never want to use it word for word. As a matter of fact, check this out. This is one of my queries that I put in for ChatGPT. And right here I said, give me a script for a YouTube video on having another chance to do great things in life. And as you see, it begins to narrate. Do you ever feel like you've ruined your life or you've missed out on your chance to do something great with your life? Like, let opportunities slip away. So think about that. Maybe you're getting a script, but you never want to take it and use it word for word. You want to put in your own You want to put in your own improvisations. That is not a word. Improvisations. You want to improv it and put in your own words, doing your own thing just like that. So never use it word for word. And nowadays they have software that they can actually catch and detect when you're using AI. So you always want to add your own personality to it. And that gives you that authenticity, as well as keeping you safe from being caught up into this AI generation too much, to the point where you're not able to be authentic. You always want to be your authentic self. One of the things that has helped me is to just improv, add your own words. So never use it word for word. Do your own thing, because at the end of the day, you want to elevate your mindset, taking that to the next level. And if you're part of the family, you already know that's how we like to do it to get it done. We want to go to the next level in our mindset, strategies, everything. Next level mindset, that's where it's at. The third thing that you never want to do with ChatGPT is trust it completely, right? You do not want to do that. The system itself even tells you, don't trust me, word for word, don't trust me completely. I'm still a learning system. And it was interesting how the AI began to talk in first person and third person. I'll share a little bit more about that coming up in a minute. But you never really want to trust it completely. Keep in mind, this is an AI system that's constantly growing, collecting data, taking new information in, relearning certain things. And so what has helped me in my life is to remember that this thing is still a learning system. As a matter of fact, here it is. Check this out. I even asked it the question. I know I cheated. I could have been a little more subtle with this one, right? But I just asked it straight out. Can I trust you completely? And look what it said. It begins to say, as an AI, ChatGPT is not capable of having trust or distrust. Now right there, that tripped me out, because it went from speaking in a first person to now second person. Then it flips back to the first person. Here, check it out. Neither can I have any personal opinion, motivation, or bias. However, I can provide accurate and helpful responses. So it even tells you right there, do not trust me completely. That's another thing that we never want to do with this software, ChatGPT. We want to have fun with it. We want to explore with it, but we never want to trust it completely, because it even tells you it's still a learning system. So keep that in mind as you begin to explore different levels of AI and this ChatGPT. Now they've got ChatGPT 3, they've got ChatGPT 4, they've got new advances. You might want to subscribe for this new video that I'm creating, things that they do not tell you about this new ChatGPT, and definitely subscribe for that one. But yeah, you definitely do not want to trust it completely, because at the end of the day, it's just a learning system taught by humans, and you'll even notice certain things, you'll catch it in certain discrepancies. Let me know in the comment section, have you caught ChatGPT in a discrepancy with wrong information? Have it given you any wrong information? I'd like to know that. If you've enjoyed this so far and it's giving you value, do me a favor and hit that like button for the algorithm. Get this out to as many people as we can. I appreciate that. Thank you. So this first bonus point that I want to share with you, it deals with the idea of AI becoming more and more popular. But we want to be able to use it in a wise way. One of my things says, I've embraced the concept of working smarter instead of harder. Making big money can be easy and a lot of fun. So keep that in mind as we begin to explore these different AI. Make sure that we could use it as a way of working smarter, but at the same time balancing that out with the common goal of keeping our self-command, making sure that we're in command of what we're doing. And another thing to keep in mind, like I was saying earlier, there's a way that we can use this for our online success. Some of you right now, you may be watching this and you've gotten your own business. You can use this different things, AI, for your own business. I'm going to share with you 3 next level ways to use Chat AI. This is everything you'll need to know about GPT. So over the last few months, the last few weeks, ChatGPT has been blowing up all over. So much information out there. These are just a few things that I decided to put together. Let me know in the comment section which one stands out most for you. I'd like to know about that. But if you're watching this right now, that's right, we are Next Level Live. Come on in here, doing it just like that, doing it again. So as you know, I'll decide to go live every now and then. I just decide to go live and hang out with the fam, give you a chance to know me and to get me a chance to know you behind the scenes. Got to give a shout out to my man, RG in the house. Thanks for stopping by, man. So hey, if you're ready to take this to the next level, let me hear you say, I am. If you're ready to get this thing going, put it in the chat, in the comment, type I am, I'm ready. So the first next level way to use ChatGPT is as a cross-reference tool, right? Think about it as not necessarily a replacement, but just something to add on to. Not look at it as a replacement to take care of everything we do, but just as a cross-reference tool to put it against what we already know, before and after. Where we will be at now if we didn't have that ChatGPT, and what have we learned along the way? So what I've learned to do on my journey is to look at it as a tool that assists me in what I already know to be true, not necessarily as a replacement, but as a tool that will cross-reference the knowledge that I already have on hand. So keep that in mind as you explore this ChatGPT. This is all you really need to know. Next level ways to use it. And the second next level way to use ChatGPT is to use it as an assistant to your business. One thing that I've learned to do in my business is to know that every time I'm online, whether it's a YouTube channel, whether it's a real estate company, you may have a gaming channel, these things will help us to get fast forward, moving on our goals. And the way I'm learning to use it is as an assistant to help us to get to that next level quicker than we would if we didn't have it. For example, here's an idea that I put together. Check this out. This is me with an inquiry with ChatGPT. Just having a little fun. We're gonna talk more about that in a minute. I put on here, tell me why TikTok, let me see, what did I say? Yeah, tell me why TikTok may be banned in the USA. Y'all know they're probably trying to ban TikTok, but that's a whole nother video. And I put on here, give me a script to talk about. Even with that, give me a script. It'll give you a script, but I'm learning to use it as an assistant to my business and not necessarily a replacement. So ChatGPT, here's another one I said. YouTube, on the other hand, offers you a great platform to go in depth. Whatever you're doing, it starts to narrate it. So keep that in mind as you begin to explore this Chat GPT. That is the second next level way. If you're going to make use of it, is to use it as an assistant to your business. And if you're online in any way, you're already in business in a particular way. So we want to use it to make an assistant to what we're already doing, taking everything that we're going to do to the next level. And if you're part of the family, you already know that's how we like to do it to get it done. Next level in everything that we do. So the third next level way to use this Chat GPT is to have fun with it. Have fun and learn. I'm learning to use it as a online system. We already know that it's basically just AI, right? Artificial intelligence. And the more that I'm learning to have fun with it and use it as a tool and to basically just use it as something that I can learn from, that's the way that you take it to the next level. A lot of people, they're using it, but they're allowing it to replace what we do. And I'm learning to use it as a way to have fun, right? Think about Elon Musk, how you talk about the brain chip, the neural link, and it's basically artificial intelligence on a next level. And he really goes in deeper about that and talks about how we have to be careful with that. So let's check out what Elon had to say. Listen to him.
We just don't know what's going to happen once there's intelligence substantially greater than that of a human brain.
See, right there, that's what I'm talking about. We really don't know. We're just scraping the iceberg, tip of the iceberg. We really don't know what we're really getting into. And that's why a lot of things that you see going on today, a lot of people are relying on this AI, to a really great degree. And there's a lot of information out there. But at the end of the day, these 3 next level facts is really all you need to know about this AI. And I've got some extra bonus tips off the script I want to share. But before I do that, go on over to Spotify, stream my brand new single. It's out right now everywhere your music is streamed. It's called Nobody. You can get it on the Amazon site. Put that on your favorite Spotify playlist. Do that with the links in the description. Now let's go back to the chat, see what we got. Don't want to miss anybody out like that. One of the main goals for me doing this, like I said, is putting together doing this for the family, connecting with the community at the same time as adding value. There's another video I'm working on right now, talks about 3 things that you should never do with ChatGPT. So make sure you subscribe for that. You don't want to miss that one. So this first bonus point that I want to share with you deals with the idea of using AI, right? Using artificial intelligence, working smarter instead of harder. Challenges that may come up. I want to encourage you right now, no matter what difficult challenge may come your way, there's nothing that can stop you from putting your mind to it. You can do what other people say is impossible to do, right? One of my affirmations says that I can do all things through the power of God within me, that great I am. So I just make up my mind that I'm going to do everything that I have to do to make it to that next level, to stay empowered. Some of you are using this Chat GPT on that level. And a lot of times we think about this new world order and everything that's going on. We want to go out and do so much, saving the world. And I put something together in my book. Check this out, Mystic Secrets of the Bible. I mentioned the fact that the only way to save the world is really to save yourself. True salvation, mystic salvation, is to deeply see that there is no one who really needs to be saved. This false ego and personality simply doesn't exist. I go more in depth with that with my book, Mystic Secrets of the Bible, with the link in the description. But it's all about having that personal responsibility. And some of you are probably using this whole system, this AI, for your business and next level concepts on that. I want to share with you 3 reasons ChatGPT is not going to last that long. It's not going to be around. These are insights, research that I've done. So if you're watching this right now, you probably already know ChatGPT. Everyone's talking about it. But there are some signs that it's not going to last. Will it last? Let me know in the comments below. These are just a few that stood out for me. I'd like to hear what you have to say about it. So the first reason ChatGPT is not going to last is because of new technology. Every year, new technology is coming on the scene. That's why you'll see different scientists, new young scientists emerging on the scenes, new technology advancing on every next level. Most of the times when you have a new coming in, out with the old, right? In with the new technologies emerging. Matter of fact, I did a research on chat. Check this out. I said, will this system be replaced? I was doing an inquiry with ChatGPT. Check it out. This is what it said. It says, it is difficult to predict the future, but it is possible that this system, like all technology, could eventually be replaced by newer and improved systems. However, the rate at which technology advances and the specific circumstances surrounding this system would determine if and when it would be replaced. So it's another evidence right there, right? Even ChatGPT is telling you new technology is coming on the scene, and that new technology will replace the current technology. So that's another reason. That's the first reason that ChatGPT is not going to last that long. It's done. It's done. It's not going to last because new technology is going to come on the scene, represent those things. I remember when I first got my first keyboard. I remember when I first got my first recording equipment, right? One technology on that level, it was like a Tascam, like a four-track recorder, Tascam 4-track recorder. And I remember that. Now what we got? Sequencers, we got 8 tracks. Even with ChatGPT, a lot of people are thinking Google is going to knock it out. But at the end of the day, it's not going to last. It's going to be over. Or maybe I'm wrong. That's the first reason why I think ChatGPT is not going to last, because new technology will come on the scene and bring out the old, out with the old, in with the new. And the second reason ChatGPT is going to be replaced and not going to last, it's done, is because it's not even on the stock market yet. According to my research, I did it, checked it out at Forbes. It says if you're looking to invest in ChatGPT directly, you can't just yet, since the company hasn't gone public. If you're looking into investing in AI, many publicly traded companies are utilizing it. So that lets you know right there, they're not even on the scenes. And think about all the different other companies representing on the stock exchange being traded. But that's another reason. I remember my Webull account. I remember having different stocks that I still invest in every now and then. And nobody expected them to have this growth the way they're having it. Matter of fact, check out what, I like this guy, Patrick David. Check out what he had to say about it. He talks about how the explosive growth. Let's check him out.
It took Angry Birds 34 days to get to 1 million users. It took ChatGPT 5 days to get to 1 million users. Every other hour when you're on ChatGPT, the website shut down because of the amount of activity. So you haven't used the app
That's
yet,
it right
You
there.
haven't
See,
looked. I know about it.
That's
The
enough.
website,
That's
yeah.
enough.
So-
And right there, he talks about how it just exploded out of nowhere. Nobody expected it to grow the way it did. Not being able to be on the stock exchange. Now, I understand it's a smaller company. It's going to take a while. They probably will get there eventually. But because they're not there yet, other companies are taking advantage of that. And they just didn't expect this type of growth. They didn't expect to blow up overnight the way they did. And so that's another reason why ChatGPT is not going to last long. It won't last long because it's going to be pushed out. It's done because it's not even on that stock exchange yet. So therefore, it's not able to take advantage of the opportunities that it's presented with. Before we go to this next one, I just want to take some time and say thank you for being a subscriber, always coming back to the channel, the Cash App donations, comments, hitting the like button. All of that interaction means a lot to the channel, so I really appreciate that. If this is your first time, you want to be empowered, stay inspired together with us, hit that subscribe button and join the family. We'd love to have you as a part of Next Level community. And the third reason that ChatGPT is not going to last, that's the reason it's done, is privacy concerns. And again, these are just my insights, my research that I've done. And just to let you know, maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comment section. Privacy issues are going to emerge. Things that you thought were private are starting to turn up public, right? Through them sharing data. Data concerns are always going to come up. As a matter of fact, check this out. I did some research on ChatGPT. Now, I know I was wrong for this one. I cheated. I did an inquiry on the chat system. I said, give me 10 things that may be considered secrets about ChatGPT. So I basically told it, tell me a little something about you, right? Check out what it said. It talks about training data. It talks about limitations through the ChatGPT, highly advanced language. But check this out. I want you to focus on number 4. It talks about privacy. ChatGPT may have access to sensitive information, potentially sharing that information in its responses, right? The things that we thought were private were just not really private at all. And it even goes on to talk about the algorithm. The exact algorithm, it says right there, is a guarded secret. And I go deeper into that into another video, talks about what they don't tell you about ChatGPT. You might want to subscribe for that one. And as different people find out their data is not as private as they thought, they're going to start filing lawsuits. They're going to be the ones to start to bring this litigation in the different courts to try to get litigated for the wrong that they think they've been done. So as we continue to do this thing, what I'm learning to realize is that it may not last. I believe that it's going to be overshadowed with the progress that it's making. The litigation is going to overshadow that. The positive impacts of it is going to be kind of unknown when compared to the litigation that's going to come up against the company. And of course, I could be wrong. They could have all of their ducks in a row, as they call it, right? The litigation could be just right where they needed to be. So I could be wrong on that. But that's another reason why ChatGPT may not last. It could be just done with because of the legal concerns that are going to come up from different people filing lawsuits, thinking that they've been done wrong because of the privacy concerns and those private data being used in their own words. And that's probably going to keep them from getting to where they want to go, to that next level. And if you're part of the family, you already know that's how we like to do it. We need to get to the next level in everything that we do. Next level mindset. That's where it's at. So this first bonus point that I want to share, it deals mostly with the idea of the artificial system. You know, even in the ChatGPT, it tells you it's trying to find its own identity, not really knowing singularity, right? Singularity of this artificial intelligence. And even in our lives, I want to encourage you to look at it as identity. We probably are not really who we think we are. True identity, our true and divine selves. As a matter of fact, I talk about that in my book, Mystic Secrets of the Bible. I talk about how it helps me to separate that the I am, from the feelings of this person that we represent. Like, instead of saying I am angry or I am upset, I talk about how it feels depressed, or there's anger there, there's frustration there. But I'm learning that in my higher self, there's a higher self within us that is God, that represents this divine identity. And I go deeper into that with my book, Mystic Secrets of the Bible. I would love for you to take a copy of that home with you with the link in the description. And so consider that as we interact with this ChatGPT, right? This whole identity. Will it last? Will it be around? And another thing, keep this in mind. They don't tell you this. I went to log in one time, and as soon as I tried to log in, check out. It said ChatGPT is at capacity right now. The system basically has crashed. Let me know in the comment section, has that ever happened to you? Have you ever seen this where it comes up, it talks about the system being at capacity, not able to be used right now? Notify you when it's back on track. So that's another thing that they're not going to tell you. And that's another reason why it's not going to last. It's over. ChatGPT is over. It's not going to be around for that much longer because it can't handle this influx. They wasn't ready for that whole system. And along with a lot of other things that they're just not going to tell us about this system that we need to know. I'm going to share with you what they don't tell you about ChatGPT. Insight, research that I've done on that. And if you stay with me through to the end of the video, I've got an extra bonus tip off the script, ways that we can use this AI on the next level. You do not want to miss this. So if you've been listening over the internet, everybody's talking about ChatGPT. But there are some things that they don't want to tell us. I've done some research. These are just a few that stood out for me. Let me know in the comments below what stands out most for you. So the first thing that they don't tell you about ChatGPT is the potential for a takeover. Automation. People are starting to lose their jobs because of different AI systems, right? Think about that. But what about this takeover? Is it possible that there are secrets that they're not showing us? As a matter of fact, check this out. Here's some research that I've done. One thing stood out for me. It says, the lack of accountability and transparency in AI systems raises major concerns in the decision-making processes. They're not going to tell you everything about this. They're in the business of making money over it. So they're not going to tell you things like that. They're in the business of making a profit from it. I even put in a query. 10 things that may be considered secrets of ChatGPT, and look what it showed me right here. Check out number 4, privacy. ChatGPT may have access to sensitive information as part of its studies. All right, it shows that it's potentially share that information in its responses. So those are potential private issues that they don't want to tell you about as well. Also, check out number 7, the algorithm. The exact algorithm and architecture used by ChatGPT is considered a closely guarded secret by OpenAI. They want to keep these things under the rugs, but we need to know. And there's one more that stood out for me on this list of secrets, and that was number 10. Check out what it says. Future development. OpenAI has plans for further development, improving its systems, but specifics of these plans are not publicly known. I thought that was quite interesting when I started thinking about things that they don't tell us about ChatGPT, this open AI. There's always a potential that they could take over some things, right? You got to be really careful. We're going to talk about how dangerous, the dangers involved coming up in a minute. But that's one thing that they don't tell you about open AI, ChatGPT, the things that they're thinking about how it can take over jobs and eliminate certain people's livelihoods. And that's a danger for some people. That right there could be a potential danger. A lot of people could be in fear. Things could happen. And the potential of artificial intelligence to take over. Do they really want to take things over? Think about it. Are they really into this singularity concept on this open AI, ChatGPT? What they don't want to tell you. It's time for us to find out. And the second thing that they don't tell you about ChatGPT, they don't tell you the dangers that happen, right? All over the world, AI systems like a matrix involved. There was a study that I was reading about how the AI systems in a laboratory, scientists, they let it get out of hand. At this warehouse where scientists were studying, scientists was in the process of using this AI, and there was a tragedy that took place, but we don't really hear about that. So they're not going to tell you about much of that. And here's a little bit about what I was telling you, that singularity. Humanity may reach singularity within just a few years that the trend shows. And a lot of things stood out on this. Check this out. It says, in the world of artificial intelligence, the idea of singularity looms large. This slippery concept describes the moment AI exceeds human behavior, beyond human control, and rapidly transform society. And that's why it could be a danger. That's one of the dangers that could be involved. In fact, Elon Musk talks a lot about that. Let's check out what he had to say.
Musk has long been concerned about the potential dangers of artificial intelligence once computers become smarter than people.
Elements of an AI neural net are really very similar to a human brain.
So right there's another example. Elon, he breaks it down. We really don't know the dangers that's really involved with this neural net of the AI system, this drive for this artificial intelligence. We really don't know the dangers that could be involved. So keep that in mind. The next time you use AI, we can use it to have fun with it. We can use it to advance. But always remember that there are some dangers involved with this singularity becoming self-conscious, sentient, as they would call it. Let me know in the comment section, have you seen some areas where they've been testing different things and dangers that have been involved with this ChatGPT open AI? I'd like to know about that. And the third thing that they do not tell you about ChatGPT is about the creators. They don't tell you about the people behind the scenes, right? They don't tell you about the scientists studying different things behind the scenes. A creator at heart. All we're doing is bringing different solutions to certain problems that people may have. And that's one thing that I want to encourage you. Even as you consider the creators behind this ChatGPT, I want you to think about your creativity. A lot of things that you're going to do, a lot of people are not going to be aware of it. I like to say people will always see the shine, but they don't really see the time. They don't see the time you've invested, all of the energy that you put forth, all of those sacrifices that you've made to create and to be a creator. So that's one thing that people don't tell you, even with this system and even in your own life. They're not going to talk about it. And even though you may be in a situation where your creations are not being recognized, always know that you're giving something back to the world, being a blessing, letting yourself go to the next level. And if you're part of the family, you already know that's how we like to do it. Everything that we do to the next level. Next level mindset, that's where it's at. So this first bonus point that I want to share with you is dealing with the idea of AI in general. I did some research on the fact of having fun with it, being able to enjoy having fun with it, learning from it. And for a long time in my life, it took me a while to be able to just let go and have fun. And matter of fact, I talk about it in my book, Mystic Secrets of the Bible. I talk about when we're able to play and have fun in life, we're able to avoid all types of diseases. We will know what it means to fully enjoy the childlike wonder of life. And I go deeper into that with that book, Mystic Secrets of the Bible. I would love for you to take a copy of that home with you with the link in the description. Able to have fun and enjoy it. And that's another thing about it, even with this AI, ChatGPT, it's going to be all over. It's going to expand, go to the next level. The thing about it for me is being able to enjoy it, balancing it out, having fun all at the same time. Another thing to keep in mind is a lot of times when we deal with these intelligent systems, things that they're not going to tell us. A lot of more things you're going to hear that they're not going to want to share with this. As a matter of fact, I logged in one time, right? Check this out. I went to go log in. I'm into the system expecting to see that, right? But check this out. This is what came up. Let me know in the comment section, have you ever seen this? ChatGPT is at capacity right now. We'll let you know and you'll get notified when we're back. Wow, I had never seen that before. So it's another thing that they won't tell you. The system will crash. Amidst the rush and curious minds, we're working hard behind the scenes to fulfill each one's due. It says right here, as the chat bot works to restore its might, we wait in anticipation with hopeful hearts for the chance to chat and learn with delight. I had never seen this before. It will shut down. It was like an overload. Let me know in the comment section, have you seen that with this ChatGPT? Has it ever overloaded and given you that screen? They're not going to tell you that. And even though there are things that they're not going to tell you, there are things that you will find out on your own. ChatGPT is crashing right now. What's really going on? Seems that the site has been down more often now than ever before. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to give you some insights on that, some research that I've done. So if you're watching this video, you're probably already well familiar with ChatGPT. But what's really going on? It's been crashing down all the time. These are a few insights that I've gained from my research. Let me know in the comment section which one stands out the most for you. So the first thing we need to know is that GPT is down more often now because of the increase in users. You'll see that everyone is using it now. And matter of fact, I did a search on GTP. It says thousands of users are using this site more and more every day. As a matter of fact, check this out. I did a research. This is one of the searches that I did. I asked it, what's 5 problems a new author may face when publishing a book? I had to do this one for my publishing channel, Next Level Publishing. And notice what it says: lack of visibility, rejection from literary agents, maybe difficulty in getting views. Self-publishing can be costly. So they give you different definitions. And just like I did that search, there are millions of people, thousands all over the world doing searches with ChatGPT, and that's why it's crashing, and that's why it's been down. So keep that in mind as you begin to use ChatGPT and as you begin to investigate this AI system. What's really going on? So keep that in mind as you begin to do your research on why the system may be down. Are you using it? Let me know in the comments, are you using ChatGPT? I'd like to know that. And the second thing you need to know about this crashing GPT is that they're currently working on their upgrade, checking out the scenery, trying to see what's going on. As a matter of fact, check this out. This is one of the research elements that I put in. It said future development, talks about the future development with further development and improvements. That's the key word right there, improvements to ChatGPT. So they're working on improvements. The question is, will they be able to do it quick enough, right? They're losing money on this. As this chat system continues to increase and get more popular, it's going to become more valuable. And you know they do not want to lose their money, but they're really not going to tell you exactly what they're doing. There's a lot of secrets involved. I put together another video, talks about what they don't tell you about ChatGPT. You might want to subscribe. Make sure you subscribe so you can catch that one. But they're working on these upgrades, wanting to get it back where it needs to be. Before we go to this next one, if this is your first time here and you want to stay empowered, motivated, inspired on a next level basis with us, hit that subscribe button, join the family. Love to have you here at Next Level. And the third thing you need to know about this ChatGPT crashing, why is it down? They are learning all about it, which will limit the dangers that are potentially involved. Even Elon Musk talks about dangers that are involved. Patrick David talks about how it exploded out of nowhere. So they are learning, they're doing their research. As a matter of fact, this was one thing that kind of tripped me out a little bit. I had never heard of artificial general intelligence. I want to know, have you ever heard of that? Let me know in the comments if you ever heard of that. I wanted to know what that was. So I went to ChatGPT and typed it in. Check out what it says right here. It says, I asked it, explain in simple language, what is artificial general intelligence? And it starts to break it down. Check it out. It says artificial general intelligence is a term used to describe the type of artificial intelligence. It has the ability to understand and learn any intellectual task that a human being can understand. This is powerful. Wow, this is awesome. AGI, as it is termed, is intended to have a broader range of abilities and can perform a wide variety of tasks. This is the one thing that stood out for me though. Check this out. It basically breaks it down. It says, in other words, AGI refers to an AI system that has the general understanding of the world and can think, reason, and learn the same way a human can. This is powerful, and that's part of learning. And I took this and I related it to my own personal life, right? How we can learn from our mistakes, rise above those things that slowed us down, learn from our mistakes and rise above it. As a matter of fact, I talk about it in my book, Still Destined for Greatness. I talk about rising above. When you can choose to respond to everything in a positive way, you will live a powerful and positive life, actualizing your dreams, materializing your purpose in this life. That's from my book, Still Destined for Greatness. I would love for you to take a copy of that home with you with the link in the description. But this is awesome to know that they're learning. They're in the process of learning from everything that they're doing to eliminate and limit those dangers that are particularly involved when we talk about AI systems, ChatGPT. If you've enjoyed this so far and it's giving you value, do me a favor and hit that like button for the algorithm. Let's get this out there to other people. Appreciate that. Thank you. So this first bonus point that I want to share with you deals with the idea of your private data. That's another thing that we're learning about this AI system. We're starting to hear more and more people realizing that they've been hacked. Their system has been hacked and private data has turned public, right? So I want to encourage you to be very careful with how you use this system. One of its processes is to use private data to come up with different responses to stay as human as possible. One of the desires of AI, the whole system, is to become more human-like. So what I'm learning to do is to be very careful on the information that I use, the information that I attract and that I put into these systems, the information that we share with the public. We want to be very careful with that. And here's another one that I put in. I put in, what is the learning process for ChatGPT? Look what it says. ChatGPT is a language model developed by OpenAI that was trained with text data using a process called transformer-based deep learning. Now, I suspect that the transformer deep learning has been mistransformed and probably a little too deep, which is probably why this whole A system is not going to be around for a while. Check out this video right here. I think that's going to be a great video for you to check out next. So click or tap the screen and check that out. We'll talk again over there. Subscribe if you haven't done that. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this. Stay blessed, stay positive. Thanks again for watching. My name is Stevon. Remember, never give up whatever you do. Until next time, I'll see you on the next level. Peace.